Hey guys, over here at the garden, it's Sunday morning. So it's, what is it, July 6th. Everything is going great. At this point, mostly what I'm doing in my little plot here, I'm just coming at a different angle today, is harvesting and making sure all the plants look healthy and fine. So the funny thing is, I've been keeping my eye on these eggplant plants because I'm like, well, you can see the flowers on that one, right? And so they're at the top of the plant. So eggplants are really big, vegetables. And so I came over here. I'm going to put these, I'm like, let me put a stake just in the ground, just in case. I'm looking at this plant here, and it's got this eggplant here. And I look down and look at this eggplant. I did not even see this eggplant growing on this plant. So that is definitely something to harvest today. Mostly what I'm doing is harvesting this time of year. Everything's in, everything's growing. I just harvested more basil. My tomatoes they look like they're growing fine. They've got lots of blooms. There's some tomatoes on there. I'm just waiting for them to ripen. I cut the zinnias way back in terms of off the canopy, so these tomatoes back here can get some more sun. The other thing I did was I was at the garden center this morning thinking about getting some more. First of all, can you see all the bees? I don't know if you can see them flying around. There's a lot of bees flying around the zinnias, which is why if I don't get a lot of tomatillos, I will be shocked. It's covered in flowers, covered in buds. There's so many pollinators over here. There are bees all over my calendula. There's bees all over my zinnias. Occasionally, I'll see bees in the marigolds. My peppers are doing great since I opened up the canopy here. One of these big giant French marigolds was in the middle there, and I just yanked it out to open up the sun for those peppers, and they may be finally catching up. I grew these from seed babies, so they're not, I didn't get them as plants at the garden center, so I'm really, really pulling for these. You can see that here I have some dark purple, I think they're cayenne. They're labeled at the bottom somewhere. So I'm really excited about those. The cucumbers are doing great. Growing up the trellis here. I've got a little baby lemon cucumber there. I was at the garden center today looking at the fertilizer, and of course they've got strawberry plants on sale. I don't want to grow stuff that I don't eat, which is why I don't have a whole lot of melons and squash. I don't eat that stuff. And also it takes up too much space. So at the garden center, I thought, let me pull these bush beans because I pretty much harvested all of them. You can see that the leaves are looking kind of like they're done. And as soon as I say that, I come over here and there's blooms on this plant like it's going to make all more beans again. So I'm on the fence. I think what I'm going to do is pull these beans over here and put my strawberries in. Keeping in mind the companion planting, I think strawberries will be okay next to cucumbers. They're not okay next to tomatoes and peppers. And I'm going to assume that includes these tomatillos. So I got more stakes in those. Got them upright. I'm going to bring some more food over here later. I got another stake in there so I can get that out of the way and upright. And over here, I put in some more spring onions here, but none of them came up. I kept it adequately watered. It's been 2 weeks. That was a fail. I have some plants started at home. Some beets. So if they take off, I'm going to get those in here. But right now, these are kind of up in the air. I would put the strawberries here and pull these green onions, but I don't think they're okay next to tomatillos, which are too close to tomatoes and peppers. So I'm not going to do that. I harvested some chard today. The chard looks great. I put in a bunch of squash around this mound, and looks like only 3 of them are coming up. I'm going to keep that watered today. This squash is doing great. And my pole beans, every single one of them came up. And I've got the poles on them, but I think I have to thin them out. So I put in 2 beans just in case. I don't know if I thin these out or not. This one looks like it's not doing great, so I might just cut that. But the rest of them, you know, they're on poles. They're doing really well. They look okay. So I just harvested some more chard. The chard's looking great. I don't know what was going on earlier in the spring where it was being just eaten to death. But what I did was I thinned out a bunch of the plants. I pulled them out at the root, opened up the canopy, and they're doing great. Tomatoes, doing great. I'm just on the other side of the garden. I just harvested a bunch of basil. I just cut off the flowering bits. I'm gonna go home. The other lesson I learned is I took some of this basil home and put it in the fridge. It's like 3 days ago and it's already brown. So my lesson is today I'm gonna go home and immediately make some pesto out of that. And that's it. Let me crawl back out of here. Do a little panoramic view. And that's how we're doing in July. Happy gardening.